Welcome to another episode of Anime Fraud or Not. Today I'm joined with
Boy Anime Sundays.
And listen, we are doing the Dragon Ball Z edition, Dragon Ball edition, Dragon Ball Super edition. We got to look at these anime characters and see if they're in the clear, they're on fraud watch, which means we're keeping our eye on them, or they are frauds altogether. First up, we got to bring Vegeta to the table. Now, a lot of people may be asking, why is Vegeta here? Well, people in the community have been talking about Vegeta possibly being stronger than Goku. His alter ego form has been very championed by everybody out there. Definitely brought big by the Vegeta fandom. How are you feeling? Is he on fraud watch? Is he clean?
I mean, I feel like, is he clear as in stronger than Goku? No, he's definitely on fraud watch because we know Goku does have another form after Ultra Instinct. We call it the Super Saiyan Susanoo. We know whatever's going on. If Vegeta did kind of take that triumph for a moment, we know that later in that manga, Goku does get another form. And I just kind of feel like that's how it's always going to be. Even if Vegeta does get a little one-up, and for a moment he does look stronger, Toriyama is just going to be like, well, here comes our favorite, Goku, Kakarot. So I feel like, is he stronger than Goku right now currently in the manga? Again, I'm not super adept or up to par. No, I think he's definitely on a fraud watch for that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't call Vegeta a fraud. We know way back in the day, a lot of people are hyping up Majin Vegeta just to find out that Goku was holding back Super Saiyan 3. Right. So obviously there's going to be certain scenarios here and there. I think the Ultra Ego transformation was the biggest indication that Toriyama may be flirting with the idea to have Vegeta surpass Goku, but it might be for maybe an arc or one battle, nothing crazy, and I don't believe it has happened just yet. So for me, I'm gonna put him on fraud watch. I'm not gonna call him a fraud altogether though. Next up to the table, we have Kefla. Reason why everybody was hyping up Kefla, saying that she was elite. Obviously, Kefla is a fusion between cauliflower and kale. Kale was championed as the female Broly in the community, but we're confused because in one instance in the manga, she's fighting with Gohan, and in the next instance, she was hyped up to beat Goku, but she's losing to the Ultra Instinct Goku. So how Kefla really that top 5, that top 10 threat that everyone's making it seem, or Kefla not really up there? If we're looking at the Tournament of Power.
If we're looking at the Tournament of Power, I think Kefla was definitely one of the stronger characters on the board. Definitely a top 5 contender. I think she's not really on fraud watch in that case. I just think that Ultra Instinct is that serious. You know, at the end of the day, it still like was the only weapon they had to really beat Jiren, and then they still had to jump Jiren when Goku couldn't bring it back out again. Now, yes, you may say at the end of the battle, Goku had that W, but again, it had its drawback, right? So that's a part of it, ability. It's a part of how you scale it.
But in the manga, it was looking like Gohan was able to hang with Kefla. So at what point do we say, because at that point in the Tournament of Power, Gohan, to us, it did not look like he was putting up Ultra Instinct Goku levels of power.
That's what I'm saying. If you're going to go off the manga, I feel like, we can go back and forth on that all day. I just think if we're talking about what we've seen, I feel like Kefla's not on fraud watch because, at the end of the day, there was a moment when Kale herself was just packing up several good characters. And I felt like now that they're together, I don't think she needs to be on fraud watch. I think she's definitely a top 5 contender in the Tournament of Power in terms of you look like Jiren, Vegeta, Goku. Because when it came down to those last battles, she was in the last kind of ring.
And that's kind of where I'm a little torn because I don't believe Gohan during the Tournament of Power was putting up Ultra Instinct Goku level numbers. Like I don't believe that's what I saw. Right. But I mean, in the manga, it looks like Gohan was on those levels, or either Kefla dropped, and that's why we're talking about Kefla right now, whether Kefla is a fraud or not. I think Kefla maybe should be put on fraud watch, and the only reason why I'll say that is we have to see what's going to happen with the Super manga in conjunction with the anime, because right now we know Dragon Ball Daima is on its way out. We don't know what's going to be happening. We don't know if they're going to be covering an entirely new story or if they're going to be throwing some super in there. We don't know what's happening. As far as we know, in the manga, Kefla is not as powerful as she is in the anime. That's the only thing that's making me put Kefla on fraud watch right now.
I mean, I feel like it's tough. I feel like if you're really reading Dragon Ball manga for the power system, I feel like that's a little tough. I just kind of feel like the anime is kind of what we all really have always based it off of. I feel like if we're talking about maybe some of the contenders, the villains that they have, she's not obviously top 5 then, but in the Tournament of Power, based on the anime, she was one of the more powerful characters. I feel like had earned her little stripes.
Next up to the table, Krillin. Now, I know there's maybe some questions on why Krillin is here. I think Krillin absolutely has to be here because we had an instance where Goku was going around searching to get some people for the Tournament of Power, and he decided to test Krillin's strength. And during that test trial, Goku went Super Saiyan Blue. And we know that Krillin was somehow able to stand in those types of conversations during that test trial run. So there's been some people in the community that have tried to scale Krillin to Super Saiyan Blue level off of that instance.
Well, I think the key here is really understanding Super Saiyan Blue. From my understanding, Super Saiyan Blue has a very broad spectrum. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of get wrong when Goku's going the hardest in Super Saiyan Blue. Nowadays, Super Saiyan Blue really is just like his next level up aside Super Saiyan. You know what I'm saying? Because he just has access to a different level of ki.
Right,
but
the God
it's
ki.
like it's like the same thing when you see him using Blue when he first fights Jiren and when he's using it at the end. Like, he has honed it more and more as he's going along. It's like it's really just Goku. Blue is just, now you're using the God ki. You know what I'm saying? Now you're trying to give a little bit more emphasis on your hits, on your attack. Now you're adding Kaioken to it just to give it a little bit more sauce. So I think there's a wide spectrum of Super Saiyan Blue, and that's why I feel like at times when we say characters are hanging with Blue, we're automatically putting them at this crazy level. I don't think so. I think there are characters who can hang with Blue, and it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, they're right under Ultra Instinct, or they're right where Vegeta's level Blue is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just kind of like how Ascended Saiyan and Super Saiyan, like, it's almost like you could have an Ascended Blue. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what Vegeta had. And it's like, but we know that Super Saiyan Goku, when he first fought Frieza, is not the same when he's using one finger on Trump. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even that base form of Super Saiyan has a spectrum, has a degree to where that when he first unlocked it, oh yeah, okay, he was hanging with Frieza, he was bodying him. And then when he came back, we saw what Trunks did to Mecha Frieza, and we saw what Goku did to Trunks. So it's like, it's the same Super Saiyan, but it's Goku, it's the character, it's like how you use that little booster.
But do you think Krillin's Kamehameha, do you think it should have been in those Super Saiyan Blue conversations?
I mean, I just think that, again, I feel like Krillin's not a fraud. He can definitely go on fraud watch. He's definitely not in the clear. He's definitely not Super Saiyan Blue level.
Definitely
like,
should never be.
He's definitely not like up there in those conversations. I just think that he's not necessarily a fraud because he can still hang, he can still box. He can still fight characters who are Super Saiyan level, which we know that was already pretty much impressive from what we've been seeing from Krillin. Krillin has never really shown to even really be much stronger than a Super Saiyan throughout all of Dragon Ball Z. I do think Krillin's probably still the strongest human, maybe on Earth.
I think I have to say Krillin's a fraud. I do. I don't think Krillin should be in those conversations. I think, again, I believe that Goku was practicing with him and just went into Blue, but he was training with him, having fun. He wasn't really going all out. But for the people out there that want to hype up Krillin to that next level, I say look at what happened during the Tournament of Power. There was people that Goku was fighting in Blue that I don't think Krillin could last 30 seconds with. So with that being said, I have Krillin as a fraud.
Thanks to Hoyoverse for sponsoring today's video. Honkai Star Rail is a free strategy turn-based RPG created by the same people who made Genshin Impact. It was rated as the best game in 2023 for both Google Play and the App Store. Honkai Star Rail is also available to play on both PC and PlayStation 5. And version 1.6 is getting ready to drop with new characters and new maps to explore. We have Ruan Mei, who is a 5-star ice user that offers great support by break effects. Dr. Ratio is another 5-star character that uses imaginary powers. He's so broken that he basically gets buffs as the opponents get debuffs. Also in version 1.6, the Stellaron Hunters, Blade, and Kafka will return. Also, a new 4-star character, Yi, who is a quantum type, will make an appearance. Yi can diminish enemy defenses, which is very useful to have. And the new map Seclusion Zone will bring new adventures in space. When you log into Honkai Star Rail on January 17th, 2024, you will have access to Dr. Ratio. Honkai Star Rail has never done this before, so please act fast. To start playing for free today, click the link in the description down below. And when you log in, use these redemption codes and you will have access to new characters and also 50 Stellar Jade. I'll see y'all in the game.
Next up, this one is especially for you. I need to see what you have to say with this one.
Oh boy.
We have Gohan on the list. Now, as many people know, I am a Gohan fan, and you have some questions when it comes to Gohan. The question you have is Gohan Beast, which is what we're talking about right now. Because obviously, we've seen what Toriyama had to say about Gohan Beast. Toriyama has said that Gohan Beast makes Gohan stronger than Goku and Vegeta. Is that true? Is he a fraud, or are we putting him in the clear?
I actually have a video, did Gohan surpass his father? Check that out. I am putting Gohan as a fraud. I do not think Gohan is stronger than his father. I do not think Gohan is stronger. Now, yes, is he stronger than probably everybody else? Sure. He's not on fraud watch for that. Beast, we know is serious. But is he stronger than Goku, Vegeta, Broly? No, I do not think so. I know Toriyama is saying that Cell Max. and all that is like the degree of level. But again, Gohan has this pattern where he gets to these new heights and then he lets it go. So to me, that makes you a fraud. It doesn't matter how great your potential is, because even if you're saying Gohan Beast is living up to his potential, I think that's fraud. That's cap. You used it for that instance in an emergency situation, but that doesn't mean it's always gonna be like that. If it always has to be somebody has to die before your eyes for you to get that going, that doesn't necessarily mean you're stronger than Goku and Vegeta, who can pull these things out just because they want to, because they can dig deep and be like, I'm not finna lose here. Their Saiyan pride is what brings them to these new heights, while Gohan, it has to be life or death. Your daughter is on the line, your mentor got killed. It's like, I can't accurately say that he has full access or control of this power. And then Cell Max to me, again, and I feel like you have agreed, Cell Max to me is not looking like a Brawly level, Jiren level threat. Right. He's not looking like, even a Toppo level threat, if you want me to be honest with you. So it's kind of like, I don't have Gohan Beast above Goku, I don't have him above Vegeta, and I especially don't have him above Brawly. I don't know, I understand the narrative can be changed, sure. If Toriyama says it's what it is, it is what it is. It is what it is. But until we get to seeing Gohan Beast fighting villains of similar caliber, no, I'm going off what we old debaters call the good old feats. Around here, okay?
See, and based on what you just said, that's why I believe he's on Fraud Watch. I'm not gonna give him fraud status just yet. I think that because Toriyama said what he said, we have to look at what he's saying and say, you know what, you're the creator of the show, so I mean, we have to listen to you. But where I agree with you is that I don't think his fight against Cell Max was a great indication of that. I don't think anything I saw in the Cell Max fight proved that case to me, what Toriyama stated. I think it actually made it harder for me to believe that Gohan Beast is on that level of, a true Ultra Instinct Goku or an Ultra Ego Vegeta. I think I need to see more. Now, we do know that the superhero movie took place a little further in the future, so obviously people could talk about that as well, but I think that Gohan is in that kind of weird situation where we just spoke about the the hidden potential. This hidden potential pushing him to greater than Ultra Instinct heights is wild to me, and the fact that it's Cell Max who's the one that's doing it is even crazier to me, because for me to see Gohan reach that level of craziness, I think we would need to see somebody at minimum Jiren. At minimum, we would need to see a Jiren level threat for Gohan to say, you know what, Gohan Beast, here we go, stronger than you are. Cell Max, to me, I don't think he's in those conversations. But if Toriyama says so, we still have to kind of give credence there. So that's why I have him in Fraud Watch. I have him right in the middle. I need to see Gohan Beast fight a villain that is giving us an indication that he's stronger than Ultra Instinct or Ultra Ego. Last but not least, we have Goku up to the table. People have questioned Goku as a father on many, many occasions. There's also people that say he is a good father. We're here to find out. Is he a fraud? Is he truly a bad dad? Or are we giving him the pass? Is he clear?
I mean, I'm gonna put it like this. I think Goku wasn't the best father to go 10. I feel like when it comes to Gohan, he was a pretty solid father. People forget the man died. And was gone most of Gohan's childhood. Now, yes, when he came back, it's not like he just negated Gohan. He just said, Gohan, you have to train now, man. We have androids on the way. We have all types of crazy situations about to unfold. He already knew Gohan's potential, what it was from the jump. We need you on the front lines. Now, of course, everyone likes to go to the point about him giving Cell a sensu beam is not something a good father would do. But it's like Goku really embodies this full power martial arts. You need to know how hard it can get before you can understand how strong you are. I know, yes, most fathers wouldn't do that, but at the end of the day, he knew. He had that much faith that his son would rise up to the occasion, that he allowed the enemy to get back to full strength. And then some of y'all also act like Cell was super depleted or destroyed. He had a bout with Goku, ascended Super Saiyan. They was a little tired, and then he was like, all right, Gohan, it's your turn. Now, if Cell was on his last leg, about to be finished off, I'd be like, okay, man, now you're just doing too much. But he was like, nah, Gohan, you can handle this, and you should rise up. Now, I say he's a bad father to Goten in a sense, because the moment you did have a chance, because again, he was dead as well when Goten was born, but you had a chance to come back and be with your family a little bit, and you decided to fight a World Martial Arts tournament.
Right.
So it's kind of like, at that point, it's like, all right, well.
But I believe he only had a day, right?
24 hours.
He only had 24 hours.
A good father would spend it with his son.
Right.
Know your son at least. You know, he met him and said, all right, kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he still was there in Goten's life when eventually he came back. I mean, yeah, he may not have trained him as much, but that's why he had Trunks and Gohan.
So, I mean, what are you saying?
Bad father, fraud watch, for sure.
Fraud watch,
I don't think he's a fraud. I just think there's, in anime history, people want to put Goku in like top 5 worst fathers, and I'm like, that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Considering how crazy it can get. Goku is like a typical Saiyan father. On his planet, he was better than most.
And that's exactly where I was about to go. Goku comes from planet Vegeta, right? Where the Saiyans are ruthless, they are a warrior race, right? So to us, as human, we're looking at it saying, well, look how, Gohan's being treated, look how Goten's being treated, not understanding that Goku has that Saiyan blood in him where he wants to...
It's innate.
Yeah, right, it's really innate. So that's why Goku has been trying to put Gohan in the fire. He gave Cell the sensu beam, because he wants Gohan to unlock that hidden potential. Now, to us, that looks crazy. But to Goku, that's, my son's powerful, I want him to unlock his true potential. Now, I do agree with the goal 10 points and stuff as well, but I think even from the perspective of the community that says Piccolo was, the better dad, he filled in for Goku and all that stuff. But Piccolo also knew what Goku meant to planet Earth. Piccolo also knew that Goku was fighting to protect Earth. So Piccolo stepped up. You gotta remember where Piccolo came from. Piccolo used to be evil.
Yeah.
And he did
the spawn of King Piccolo trying to destroy the planet.
Exactly. And he had to do a complete 180. And now he switched so much that he's even willing to watch Gohan, who's Goku's son. Right? So we look at it from that perspective. We have to say, yes, Goku could have been there more and stuff, but Goku was trying to save planet Earth. At that point, when you're taking on a task that grand, it might be difficult for you to show up. In the case of Vegeta, right? Because there's a lot of people out there that say, well, Vegeta's a Saiyan, right? Look how he raised Trunks.
Yeah. I was going to say, you also have to look at how Vegeta was raised by his father. Vegeta and his father had a good relationship in terms of Saiyan perspective.
Right.
Vegeta had a great power level growing up. He was the prince of Saiyans. His father knew he was going to be stronger than him. So his father poured into him everything he could to feel like that Vegeta, no one could tell you nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like Vegeta's pride would never allow him to let Trunks just be trained by somebody else, go to the wayside. And if you think that Vegeta wouldn't let Trunks take over a battle if he thought Trunks was more powerful, the only reason that would happen is if Vegeta thought he could defeat the villain himself, or he was just that prideful, because we know it comes to that, he gets a little bit arrogant and be wrong, right? But
that did happen against early Cell.
Yeah, with early Cell, he was wrong. He wasn't stronger than Perfect Cell. But if there's an instance where he was like, well, I kind of want my son to rise up here, he would do the same thing. He would give Cell or whoever a sensu beam, and he'd be like, rise up, if he really felt that was the case, or if he didn't want to fight it himself, right? So, yeah, you may say Vegeta's like a better father, but again, Vegeta comes from a royal bloodline. There's no way he would ever just like let Trunks do what he wanted, like, and not be around. Like, that's not how that would work.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's beautifully put, and that's why, for me, I mean, I'll probably put Goku on Fraud Watch. Yeah, because I do agree with your Go 10 points as well. But you guys let us know down in the comment section below whether you agree with any of these takes or disagree. Make sure you guys show love to Anime Sundays. And with that, we'll see you guys next time.